Evening all, how's it going? Tell you what, it's cooled down a bit. Autumn is here and such. Winter isn't that bloody far away. It definitely sucks. They run outside briefly and, actually weirdly I think it's colder in here than it is outside somehow. Which probably in my head, isn't it? But, you know. Yeah, it's definitely cooling off. Yes, I'm going to go with 9 degrees as the discrepancy between my... that's the middle ground between what my computer says and what my phone says. We're down to single figures anyway. Definitely a bit fresh. Still, start running the game soon and my computer will probably start pumping heat out, so I won't be cold. How's everyone doing anyway? I've had a good weekend. Just keep my eyeballs working. Actually, they're not doing too badly today. I did quite a lot actually with the weekend. Well, a fair bit. Prepared some stuff and things and such, and a bit of IRL. Not a lot of IRL, but a bit of IRL. Even got a little bit of gaming in, and found time to chill too. A lot of thinking. Rarely a good thing, but in this case, not such a bad thing. Shockingly, I have hair attached to everything. Oh yeah, a highly exciting period of my weekend. I also cleaned my keyboard and cleaned my mouse pad as well. Fun times. But yeah, the mouse pad's starting to show its age a little bit now. Oh, it has been for a while, really. Not a terrible idea to think about replacing it. On the other hand, pennies. So, definitely got more important things to spend the money on. Anyway, TAINTED GRAIL, shall we? How's everyone getting on? Evening Tango, evening Feline? Well, this is getting better than it has done on a couple of occasions so far. Good, good, good. Are you doing well? Considering there's been no update, I'm not sure why it needs to verify the integrity of the files, which I'm fairly sure there's been no update. No, nothing new. Just being a bit weird, I think. Tired but good. Yeah, we can live with that. Starting to put the feet up and stuff here now. Let's hurry up and get rolling, because, yeah. Soon my computer has to start working, the warmer I'll be. Definitely cool today. Helldivers too. Nice. I've heard good things for those who are into it. Yeah, not really my speed, I don't think. Although I have looked at it and gone, I can see the appeal. I did see a fun video. I don't know if you happen to have seen it anywhere. I'm sure I mentioned this the other week about talking about yeah, the contracts Helldivers, new Helldivers sign. And the fact that merely by walking, we're spending like, was it like 2 seconds within the general vicinity of the contract, you are considered to have read, understood, and accepted it. So just by walking past it it takes longer than 2 seconds to get more than 15 meters away from it or something. And yeah, it's absolutely bananas. It's quite an entertaining video, that one. Sort of reviewed from the perspective of an actual US military lawyer, so, well, former actually, but still. Knows his shizzle. He's on a bit of a go slow while we get to the ball moving at the moment. Right. So, we are in the... Whose village is this? Volca. That's it. And I believe, yeah, we need to deal with the finding them a matron. So the options are, lady. I think we can persuade the lady in there who wanted to do it all along to be their matron. We could talk to the woman who was pretending to be their god and tell her to do it. Or apparently, I might be able to talk the village elder into thinking they don't actually need a matron, considering apparently it's a horrific thing to be. Really, really not good for the person who takes on the role, and they don't really need to be drinking Fore-Dweller blood to do their berserking thing. They can, you know, get on just fine without it, which is what we're going to try and persuade them to stop doing. Because, yeah, I think that will be an improvement for them. Thanks for that. About the new matron for your tribe.
Yes. Have you found the right candidate for a new matron?
Frail, Helmy's the one who wanted to be. Frail's the one who was pretending to be, and there should be no more matrons. That's what we're going to give it a go for.
What in the blazes are you talking about now? This tribe fell apart without a matron. How are we supposed to move forward without one? Now that the totem is found, why would we stay as we are?
Morning, Caleb. Not really on early. I'm just on slightly less late than usual. Supposed to be 8 o'clock, but I never managed to actually hit that. It was like 10 past today, so yeah. How are you doing, Cal? You alright? Read Elspeth's letter again. Nobody deserves this height of suffering.
I know the matron's role isn't easy. And Frigg showed us just how ungrateful we've been for their sacrifices. But the women were always willing. They saw it as an honor. Elspeth's case was different. And it's not like she ever complained. How was I supposed to know her mother pressured her to agree?
If she didn't complain, she'd be deemed nonetheless. Now the matrons know what they're agreeing to. Not really. Both of these work. None of them really know what they're agreeing to.
They know enough, yes. It's a heavy sacrifice. But we don't force anyone into it blindly.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Was an outlier. Her mother pushed her into it. And Elspeth made the mistake of building a life she couldn't sacrifice. But she still knew what would happen when the totem was found. There is no Volker without mother. And no mother without a matron.
Your mother's wrath is just bottled weirdness.
Helpful. You're inching dangerously close to blasphemy. You've helped us, but my patience has limits.
Don't get smart with me, dumbass. I'll kick your ass. True, there's a spectre of the Wyrdness, a Fore-Dweller in the temple. Your potions contains its blood.
You went into the temple? That's forbidden. Only a matron is allowed in the inner sanctum.
Really? That's your concern right now?
Yes, because if I let myself think about what you're saying, it would mean our entire history is a lie. We've always believed we're Mother's chosen, the carriers of her divine wrath. And now you're telling me we're nothing more than savages drinking our enemy's blood? Everything Kamelot accused us of, every bit of savagery they claimed, suddenly feels possible.
Yeah, they are quite small, but they are somewhat better than no subtitles. Unfortunately, buddy boy, your choices are this. face up to the savagery and the shit that you don't want to face, or be a bloody coward, because there isn't a third option. You've got to pick one or the other. You're not listening.
I am listening. What I'm hearing is madness. Our tribe is supposed to be Mother's chosen, with her wrath flowing through us. What you're saying makes us exactly what Kamelot has called us for centuries. Barbarians. Drinking the blood of our enemies? How does that make us better than the beasts?
You're not, so get over it. Leaving your mother's chosen got you into this mess in the first place. Since when are you so worried about what Kamelot thinks of you? Either one. Ooh. Since when are you worried about what Kamelot thinks of you?
I don't. It's just... I don't even know what to think anymore. The Camelotians call us savages, and the rest of the Dalrita think we're madmen. And now, it feels like they were right. Should we change, or should we accept that this is who we are? And then there's the moot. Without the Berserker's rage, what do we even have to offer?
Potion's harmful. It's concentrated weirdness.
Oh, he's never going to let me forget this. I know. I've had my suspicions for a long time. Even before everything with Freak. There were never that many of us. And the madness people claimed we suffered from. It's true. It's taken more of us than I'd like to admit. But without it, we're no one. Our tribe might as well be nameless.
Freeday could help you. He's made his own potion, yeah. I mean, both of these are true, but Freeday could help you.
I know. I only hope he doesn't gloat too much when I come begging. But you're right. This could be a new start for us. Let everyone see our fury one more time. Thank you. I'll bring this to the rest of the tribe. And then, we'll see.
Yes, maybe you'll stop torturing young ladies and telling me it's on or not. That'd be a great idea.
Comes of it. I'd gladly see Kamelot crushed, but not if it cost us what little we have left. And I suppose we'll finally put Bride's potion to the test. It's not sacred anymore. Maybe it's time we stopped dying for it and started sharing it. Bride will be delighted. Smuggler arsehole. Nobody gets on my nerves quite like he does.
Yeah, he's a bit weird, to be fair. But we have victory, and they're going to not be insane anymore. Well, different kind of insane, anyway. Cool. So, both of those are coming up. I'm not sure about this one. That one's definitely come up. I don't know how to do this one. So the place I need to get to is here, and there's no way to get to there. I can get to here, but not up here. Unless there's maybe a way through from somewhere else. Right now, there doesn't seem to be any way up there. Yeah. I think there's a way this way, or maybe... It seems got to be a way through somewhere up here, maybe. And we'll hold off on it. We can always come back to it because it's not particularly time sensitive or anything. But Extinction of the Week, Dolph wanted a certain set of ingredients, didn't he? Because he's a bit nuts and wants me to make some kind of potion to give people the strength of other people the strength of the Del Rita. That Morrigan's head. Why do I have somebody's head? Oh, I know. I remember why. Yeah, it's for that quest that we're going to do later. Yeah, that's fine. Right. So our next stop is we do this side quest, and then we'll be on to On to the next tribe. Pretty sure it did tell me I'd done. Cool. Just yeah, cool. That has updated the way I was hoping for. That was one of the things I wanted to look at before I was up on. Nope, it's gone. Forgot what it was. Oh, that'll come back to me, maybe. So I need to get over there. So I'll bounce to the zone village and then right over from there. Right. If that increases the size of the subtitles, only I don't think it will, but we'll see. Cloak's doing a bit of weird clipping. Yeah. See what this crazy alchemist wants us to do next. Now that we've got him his giant snail slime.
Excellent. At last, I can move forward with my research. Here's your payment. Though, of course, the greatest reward is knowing you've contributed to a breakthrough that could change Avalon. Speaking of which, would you like to contribute? A little bit more?
Never mind.
You've proven yourself capable and resilient, which makes you an ideal candidate for something far more valuable than mere coin. The snail slime you brought me needs to be tested in conjunction with my formula, a distillation of Dalriata essence I've been perfecting. Simply stand against that wall there. One small injection, and you could become stronger, faster, maybe even resistant to the Wyrdness itself. Others might balk at such an opportunity, but I suspect you possess the vision to recognize...
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Now, shall we proceed with making history?
You're completely insane sounds good. I don't think this is going to work, but...
Finally. Someone who understands the gravity of our situation and the necessity of my work.
He's got big Sith Lord vibes.
Any discomfort will be temporary, I assure you. A small price for the transformation that awaits. The Dalriata's strength flows through this formula. Soon it will flow through you as well. Hold still now. You're awake at last. Good. I was beginning to worry the sedative was too strong for even your constitution.
Oh dear.
I apologize for the accommodations. Locking you up was necessary. The process of creating the essence requires absolute precision. No interruptions. The Dalriata around you, they didn't survive the extraction process. A regrettable necessity, you understand. When their blood flowed through their veins, it served no greater purpose. But here in my laboratory, it gained meaning.
Oh dear.
I gave it purpose. They died because, despite their physical strength, they were fundamentally weak. That same weakness afflicts all humans on Avalon, and soon the Wyrdness will claim them all. Can't you see the nobility in what I'm doing? I'm transforming humanity into something that can endure, making us all stronger. The Dalriata's physical superiority is only the beginning. What I'm looking for is something transcendent. beyond human, beyond the limitations of flesh. And your blood might be exactly what I need. You're more resilient than the others. You might be the final catalyst for my formula. When the weirdness comes, and it will come, mark my words, only those transformed by my formula will survive. The weak will perish, and the strong will live. You may think it's cruel. It's not. It's the fundamental law of nature. And when I complete the formula, we will ascend nature. We will become as gods. Each vial I will create. They will contain not just blood, but distilled purity. The essence of what humanity was meant to be. The Delrai, Arthur, are merely the beginning. Their tribal minds still remember what civilization has forgotten. The sacred violence of creation. The weak masses with their petty morality cannot grasp the necessity of this great work. They call me monster. I am their salvation. Each death is a ritual. Each extraction
He's a bit bonky, this fella.
of the primordial state. I have surpassed the boundaries of the profane dabblers in alchemy. The guild sends agents to stop me. Fools. My hands tremble, not from guilt, but from touching the very fabric of existence. I have become the vessel for forces beyond comprehension. When my work is complete, chosen few will rise as titans among the ruins, a new aristocracy of spirit and flesh. You could have been among them. Now you will merely witness the dawn of a new age. But I've said too much. The formula demands my attention now. The final synthesis is at a critical stage. I need to focus. The calculations must be precise. One error could ruin months of work, waste all these necessary sacrifices. Rest while you can. Conserve your strength. You'll need it for what comes next. When I return, the process will be complete. The transformation will begin, and you will have the privilege of being among the first to ascend. This chamber of horrors will soon become a birthplace of gods.
Chutty nutter, isn't he?
Longer now. Ah, you're awake at last.
Alright, that's background at the start then.
Good. I was beginning to worry the sedative was too strong for even your constitution. I apologize for the accommodations.
I will be with you momentarily when I'm done. I don't think you're a smart ass, huh? Zap, zap, motherfucker. Dolph Junker's research on Riatas, his key, an obscure robe, traveler's pants, boots, bandages. Nice. Nuttier than squirrel poo, that fella. You didn't listen to him that long. I was curious to see how far his mad ramblings would go. Kind of curious to see how this robe looks. Yeah, that's quite cool, actually. In a kind of understated, I am a dark wizard kind of a way. I actually kind of like it. Suppose it gives any decent stats on it. Increase stash invincibility window. By 0.1 of a second when health is below 20%. No. He's balmy. Mother's battle rage. Decreases incoming damage by 20%. That's actually not the worst thing, although not really what I expected either. Can I drag that guy, Skyrim style, and dump him in his own Chamber of Horrors? Ah, I see, there's the ladder. Right, let's just see what his book had in it, and then we'll there it is. I suspect I may have made a mistake in my initial assessment of the Dalriata. Initially, I classified them as brutal, uncouth savages of low intelligence, inferior to the people of Kamelot. However, after only a few days of interacting with them, I now see they possess not only exceptional physical strength, but also highly skilled artisans with rich and complex culture. Dalriata people are characterized by energy, perseverance, combativeness, and a dominating instinct and an undeniable sense of independence. Harsh conditions in which they live have not broken them. Rather, these challenges seem to enhance their physical and mental superiority. If only it were possible to extract the very essence. As subject to the test, subjects to the draining of blood and other bodily fluids. Naturally, they did not survive the process, though they remained consciousness and maintained vital function far longer than I anticipated. To successfully distill the essence of the Dalriata race, I will require a greater volume of fluids that fill their remarkable bodies, along with the substance that can act as a binder and stabilizer. Okay. Nothing particularly helpful there. So, I'm going to have a word with Alma about what was going on there. I suppose as much of interest. Yeah, he had quite an impressively long, so back down there, is she? Yeah, quite an impressively long monologue on his general villainous madness. The ramble. Definite big Sith Lord vibes. So, Dolph's gone nuts, or he had gone nuts before I put him down. Dolph conducted unusual experiments on Dalriata. Here's his journal. He was insane and now he's dead. He tried experimenting on me. Yeah, I'll give it the journal.
What? Let me see those notes. Dolph, you deranged, twisted old man. I apologize. I'm just a bit shocked. I knew Dolph had unconventional ideas, but this goes far beyond what I ever imagined. There's something seriously wrong in our guild. Thank you for bringing this to light. Given how much you've helped us, I think it's time for you to meet Heled.
Who?
There's no point in explaining too much now. You'll see soon enough. Just know Heled embodies everything the guild stands for. That's
right. Oh, Heled is up here somewhere. Allegedly. Ah, all the way out there. Interesting, didn't anticipate that. Well, I guess we'll bounce over there and go meet Haled then. Before we go and see the last of the tribes. No footstep sounds. Very strange. Weird. Yeah, random chest there. Really understand. I don't think it was there before. Interesting. Through a portal. Red Sanctum. Can't be any crazier than the last guy, right? Right? Holy shit. This place is rather bananas. After the Conclave, Druid Alchemy Volume 3. Cuthbert Cadwallader of the Royal Academy of Kamelot. Amazes me how many of the druidic potions I've recreated fragrant, floral, and fiddly, colourful, and strongly alcoholic. They invoke nostalgia for simpler times when alchemy meant foraging forests and finding simple solutions to complex problems. Sometimes I wonder if we stray too far from that path, complicating both life and craft unnecessarily. These potions also teach us about cost. Shortcuts to greatness always demand sacrifice, but true of both alchemy and life itself. If only the druids had heeded this lesson themselves, maybe they'd still be here, crafting their intoxicatingly wise brews. But they're gone, and here I am, rifling through their remnants and sampling their creations. Poor souls, may the All-Mother watch over them. Leaper potion, snowfall potion, and something else. Ooh. Evening the Arts. Errol Baines, Farsha Royal Gamekeeper. We're not animals, that puts us at a disadvantage. People say humans are apex predators, but what do we really have? We're not even on par with the prey we hunt. Can we run like rabbits? No. Can we fly like pheasants? No. Do we have claws to defend ourselves barehanded? Definitely not. Yes, we have bows, but our eyesight is still worse than, say, an owl. I'm sick and tired of the endless debates about so-called honourable hunting, as if using alchemy to improve our chances is somehow cheating. Somehow making ourselves faster, more agile, more accurate is considered dishonourable by my peers. But is it truly? Because I'd argue that it's evening the odds they care so much about. If some alchemist can help me run like a deer, then only then will I say we're on even ground with the creatures we hunt, and I might even forsake my bow. Until then, anything's fair game. Whole bunch more potions. Okay, that's presumably the way we go. Could possibly go wrong. I don't buy. Oh, back to the start. I don't like it. Didn't even successfully jump there. Platforming in a game that is not a platformer really ends well. Oh, missed it. Fuck. There's an easy way back that way, but I'm pretty darn sure I can't get up that way right now, and I'm supposed to hop, skip, and jump my way over there. Got confident. Ah! We could be here a while. Ah. The art of transformation. Oh, head of the Moonring Circle, head of the Alchemist Guild. A surviving druid, from the sound of it. Not terribly surprisingly. What is it that truly makes us? Some of us believe our bodies define us, but can something so mutable, so fragile, truly be the essence of who we are? I've long debated this with my fellow druids. How adamantly they argue every change of the body is part of nature and therefore sacred and immutable. What the body has endured cannot be forgotten, they claim. What it has learned cannot be unlearned. The muscle we build, the mass we shed, all of it, they say, is a patient craft of nature. One cannot transform in an instant, they insist. One cannot will oneself into a new shape. It defies the natural order. It's all, of course, utter nonsense. We are more than flesh and far more malleable than they'd admit. Not merely by hard work, but by simple alchemy. I don't know about the simple bit. The body is not a boundary unless we let it become one. What truly defines us is the will to shape ourselves, to become what we dare to imagine. Origin potion recipe. Oh, I may have nearly fucked that. Invoking the land. I invoke the essence of Avalon. As air fills my lungs, let me breathe your breath. Let my heart beat in the rhythm of yours. Let your fire run through my veins. Let it burn me clean and turn this body to ash. May the wind carry me, scatter me across your hills and hollows, so I may nourish the soil as you've nourished me. Let me flow with your rivers, fill your lakes, water your fields, and bring solace to the creatures beneath your sky. I invoke the essence of Avalon. Let me drink your starlight. Let me dissolve into your silence until nothing remains but harmony, and I am no longer mine but yours. Oh, I don't like this one. That way, I think. Yeah, looks like it. That didn't feel like it was good. With the alembic among the tribes. Darth Volume 2. Altin, I guess. Wandering Alchemist. My last work I shared some simple potions one could brew. Today we're stepping it up. The feud tribe of Darth has graciously allowed me to share more advanced recipes. Challenging yet deeply rewarding to craft. If you believe gathering ingredients yourself ensures the potion's full power, while I suspect it's more faith than fact, after all, how would a market-bought herb differ chemically from a foraged one? Just the time to dry, I would guess. I do encourage you to test this theory yourself. On the following pages, you'll find recipes that reflect the unique ingenuity of this fascinating tribe. Critical chance and other things. Oh, I thought I'd book that then. Oh, we're here. Which one dead there? Oh, please tell me it puts me back in the middle. No! Oh, fuck a duck. Oh, no. Getting the feel for this a little bit better, which helps, but still. Oh, I nearly fucked that up. Oh. That one I really don't like. Ah! Ooh. Ah! Don't know what happened there. Felt like it hit something above me, which I suppose is actually possible. Yeah, the lack of checkpoint is definitely upping the tension a little bit and the pressure. That was close. Oh, so nearly fucked that up. Right. Not sure what hit me there. There's a weird spirit over there. Damn ya. Right. Whew. That was a whole thing. Somebody who transformed themselves into a dryad, from the look of it. Unless the dryad is their servant, which is also possible, but seems a little unlikely. Doors locked and bars your way, huh? Receiving damage, returns a third of it back. Critical chance goes up. It's actually not the worst thing to have a supply of. Saying that I'll never use it, so what's the point? Nice with myself. Right. Lead.
Oh, it's good to finally meet you. Alma and Tyrannus have sent me reports about your progress. Thank you for dealing with the troublemakers in our guild. Though I wish your introduction to us had been under better circumstances.
Head of the guild is a dryad, not what I expected. Your guild is in shambles. You're a dryad?
I'm surprised you've even heard of that term. The druids have always been very thorough in preventing our existence. Now that they're gone, I assumed that knowledge was lost. But yes, I am the head of the guild. And don't worry, I'm perfectly fine like this. Knowing what I might become, dryads have always been a particular interest of mine. The curse couldn't have chosen better.
Curse?
Yes, a very old, very persistent one. Born of something abhorrent, I believe. It's carried and sustained across the land by the Wyrdness. I doubt we'll ever trace its origins. I've spent most of my life researching its possible causes, and this is the only explanation that fits. Despite what some druids might have thought about the so-called feminine weaknesses they harped on about.
Yeah, they were quite into that, weren't you? So how did you manage to form a guild?
The guild was founded long before I became a dryad. Trust me, I spent my entire career preparing for this eventuality. I built this place, gathered like-minded people, and only then entered the ritual circle. Becoming bound to this place wasn't a problem. It was an opportunity.
Looks like a Spriggan. Yeah, their take on dryads is definitely an interesting one. There's lots of different interpretations on the concept, I've noticed, but yeah, this is a fun one. An opportunity for what?
For further research, of course. I'm not sure how much you know about dryads, but we are as bound to a place as it is bound to us. I perceive things differently now, in ways I never could when I was flesh and blood. My connection to nature is far deeper than any druid could dream of. We are surrounded by boundless energies, and I feel their currents flowing through every creature, every plant around me. It's made me realize how much there is still to discover, and how uniquely positioned I am for the exploration.
Not quite what I expected.
Well, my form might be surprising. After all, if you ask any druid, a dryad is a failure. But to me, it's a step in the right direction. You see, a dryad forms when a female druid is unable to complete her rite of passage. Sadly, it happens more often than not. But this has always been a personal fascination of mine, so I came prepared.
You become this?
I was fairly certain, yes. This curse, for I do believe it's an ancient curse on the land, is nearly impossible to avoid. There have been rare cases where a Bandrui was born instead of a dryad, but those are exceptionally uncommon. It's better to prepare for the most likely outcome than gamble on the rarest one, isn't it? I decided not to see being bound to this place as a burden, but as an opportunity.
Guild's rather in shambles.
It's not that bad. You were unfortunate enough to witness us at our worst, that's true. But such cases are rare, and we deal with them swiftly. Our goal is noble, but it can sometimes attract questionable individuals. Extracting and manipulating the spark of life sounds lofty and almost godlike. Some people take it
No,
to
no.
heart. A little too much.
So what are you doing here?
Ah, I'm glad you asked. You've arrived just in time to witness our crowning achievement. You see, the propaganda about druids using human sacrifices in their rituals was not entirely unfounded. It wasn't something they did constantly.
Yeah, not too bad now.
It did happen on occasion, and the results were incredibly powerful. It allowed them to manipulate the weirdness in ways that were previously impossible. The force of creation, combined with the pure potential of the weirdness, created limitless possibilities. But the cost was too great for anyone with even the most basic of morals.
You forbade the use of human sacrifices in the guild, didn't you?
Yes. I don't believe in necessary evils, or that the ends justify the means. We desperately need a breakthrough in mastering the weirdness, but I vowed to find a different way. A better way.
And that means what for the
Being
guild?
what I am has given me a unique ability to peer into the very energies
What's going on
that
with the
drive
fingers?
us. And what I uncovered is this. Human life is simply a form of energy. It is unique to us, and as I said, extremely potent. But it is still just energy. That means there must be a way to replace it with a more humane substitute.
Seems reductive.
Why? It doesn't take anything away from your humanity. Your life force may drive you, but it doesn't compel you to do anything. Except survive, I suppose. It's a spark that makes you who you are. But what you do with it is entirely your choice.
And you found a substitute, have you?
I believe so. In fact, that's one of the reasons I asked you here.
I go to bed feeling
After
about
all
this.
the trouble we've put you through as a new member, I feel you've earned the privilege of seeing the fruits of our labor. Go on, take a look. It's just behind these doors.
Designed to keep that in there. Made some sort of undead flesh golem type thing. Hello? You understand me? Can you talk? I'm not convinced
And what
about
do you
this.
think? Impressive, isn't it?
The guild did an experiment on humans. Unsettling, interesting. Oh, you did an experiment on humans.
We don't. Every component was obtained in strict accordance with the Guild's code of conduct. Using the power granted by my unique condition and the weirdness, I created a life force entirely of my own design. Completely artificial. I infused that life into the creature. And now, here it is. Our very own living construct.
It's a golem. Difference between that and necromancy?
Don't be vulgar. Of course not. Necromancers don't create anything. They merely toy with residual energies lingering in the dead. I didn't raise something that was once alive. I created life itself, from nothing.
Does it have to be so human-shaped?
That's the interesting part. It actually does. Perhaps our form defines us more than we realize. Not the details, though. It doesn't even have all the usual organs. Just a heart, a brain, lungs, and a liver. The liver was crucial for some reason.
It's a bit unsettling.
How so?
Humanoid with a human-like voice, isn't it basically human?
Of
Yeah.
course not. It only resembles one. My skin is covered in bark, and I can exist bound only to one place. But that doesn't mean I'm a tree, does it?
No. So it's a non-human sentient entity then? Okay. That's the million-dollar question. It's interesting.
I was hoping for a little bit more enthusiasm, but I guess interesting will have to suffice.
Go have a look in there again and then come back and tell me why I should be enthusiastic. What are your plans with this creature?
I've been considering conducting the ultimate test. I've discovered that a dryad can be freed from the place she's bound to by completing the ritual with a human sacrifice. Obviously that was never an option. But now I have access to energy that should be equivalent. If it frees me, it will mean we've succeeded.
So the creature needs to be killed for your ritual.
The energy has to be released, yes. But it's not truly alive like you or me. So
I'm not so sure about that.
Destroy is a better term. You have been vital in ensuring our guild runs smoothly once again. So I thought that perhaps you would like to do the honors.
Be honest, I think else I can do. This is madness. How are you better than Phaedros or Callium? Why can't you do it?
Oh, I could, of course. But wouldn't it be fitting for your official admission to the guild to be marked by something so monumental? You've seen this guild at its lowest. But this is what we've been working toward. What I'm offering you is an honor, one I believe you've earned.
I'm convinced about that. She can't move to any other place, but she isn't similar to a tree. No, she's not denying that she's not similar to a tree. There are similarities. She's saying that it takes more than similarities to be a tree. In that she can walk around, even if she can't go far. Not many trees are, conversant, generally speaking. You have a chat with a tree, it's all well and good, but if the tree starts talking back, usually it's not the tree that's the problem. Usually, But yeah. She's just saying that her similarities don't define her as a tree. That being said, you don't have to be a human to be treated as a living sentient being, which that thing might be. It doesn't seem to be able to communicate. It can't quite tell whether or not it's in pain and how much self-awareness it's got. There's enough questions that this is weird. Okay, it does look like it could be somewhat aware, even if it's not particularly intelligent. I don't think I'm going with honoured. I'm going to go with, are you nuts?
How dare you? I don't use their barbaric methods. Don't tell me you look at that thing in the other room and see the girl Calum lured into his house, or the people Phaedros turned into weird beasts with fey magic. I haven't lied to anyone. I haven't abducted anyone. I created a new life, a life that is nothing but energy to be used. It doesn't feel. It doesn't think. It only exists. And its only purpose is to cease that existence. That's the only way it can leave a mark on this world.
Here's the thing. How do you know it doesn't feel, and how do you know it doesn't think? Because it seems to respond to external stimuli to me, which makes it at least somewhat aware of its surroundings. Mind you could say that of a tree. It's definitely not the same. But, yeah, there's also suggestions that trees might actually be a little bit more aware than we would like to admit. How do you know it doesn't think or feel?
Because I created it. Do you truly think I don't know what I'm doing?
Yes.
That I held an entirely new life in my hands and was reckless with it? I am. As sure as I can be that the creature is merely a shell.
As sure as you can be is not sure enough. Why do you get to decide what's human?
Any animated skeleton, any undead was once human. If the tales are to be believed, Grindelows used to be children at some point. Do you fight as fervently for their right to live? Or do you slaughter them without mercy, without a thought for their lost humanity?
It's different than dangerous. You set yourself, they've lost their humanity. Grindelows, what was the other thing she was on about? Forgotten. They also don't give you a lot of choice. So, yeah. That thing is a defenseless being that may or may not be self-aware. He's like, oh, well, I know what I'm talking about. Really? Yeah, want me to take your word for that? Because, no, I won't. Yeah, I think dangerous is probably more to the point. I lost their humanity. Have they? No, I think dangerous is probably more the point because they don't give you a lot of choice, do they?
Oh, so that's your determinant. Tell me, if the creature stepped down from its confinement right now and started mindlessly swinging at us, would you kill it then?
Probably.
Would its perceived humanity suddenly lose all meaning? As entertaining as this is, I see no point in continuing the discussion. Will you end the creature, or shall I do it myself?
Yeah, I think she does need to be stopped. Because, I mean, she might well be absolutely right in what she says, and it might not have any awareness or sense of feeling or anything like that. But the evidence isn't there to support that conclusion yet. At least if it is, she hasn't shown us it. So, until we have a bit more evidence, and yeah, killing it when it goes rabid in Texas would be, you know, it would have meaning, and it would be significant, but, you know, doesn't mean you just allow it to kill you either, because, you know, it's not like, allowing it to kill one thing just so that you don't have to kill it's kind of no difference than the other way around, really. But, yeah, her lack of anything remotely resembling evidence for her claims is definitely not going to be sufficient for me to be going ahead with that.
And here I thought you considered yourself a pacifist.
No.
Such hypocrisy.
No, definitely not.
Typical.
You're going to force my hand, are you? Of course you are. Down you go, honey. I was going to put a stop to it, but if you're going to try and kill me, you're not going to leave me much choice either, are you? Regrettable. Now what about the creature? Yeah, she's definitely, like, if she's absolutely certain, then I'm going to need more than her word for it, and she must have more than her word. The creature is not actually aware. It's responding to input, and we're not talking on the level of a plant either. Like a tree or a plant, yeah, it responds to light and heat to a degree, and the presence of water and things like that. This is responding directly to questions put to it. There's a level of awareness there that she's trying to pretend does not exist. Yeah, it would show it had some level of intelligence, but, you know, predatory animals also attack, and they're not as self-aware, mind you. They are still up the chain from a tree, for example, so... Well, I hope there's something to do beyond just leaving it there. Well, there is not from the look of it. At least not at this stage. Yes, very questionable. They're leaving the thing there. I mean, there's also a question about whether or not it has to eat and things like that to maintain itself. That's a relevant question that didn't get asked either. So, fast travel to there, I think. How's it going? Here, right, safe? Oh, you just reminded me of something, actually. Since you were talking about painting things with gloss the other week, or the other day, or whatever. There was somebody sat outside on my street today with a very, very loud engine in a matte black car. Which I only mentioned because I was they were running this really loud engine repeatedly, or well, for an extended period of time, unnecessarily outside the house, and it was annoying me. It was also annoying the cat, I might add, as well. I was sorely tempted to grab some gloss out and a paintbrush and go and stand in an upstairs window and just flick gloss paint onto this fucking matte black car. I did not, obviously, but I was so tempted. Peaceful, because they left and then came back and left and came back, and it happened several times. In the chest, unfortunately. My first thought was chalk, but then I thought, you know what, standing upstairs and just kind of flicking white gloss paint out the upstairs window would be a really effective way to fuck with somebody's matte black car. Seemed like a bit of a dick move, though. Obviously did not happen, but I was tempted. Zap. Well, the car was black anyway, so you wouldn't be able to see it so easily. White would have really messed up the pristine black finish. That's what I was thinking. Also, you don't want to get caught doing it, do you? So, you know. Sneakily upstairs window with a paintbrush. So there are a lot of cameras on my street, so, you know, there's that too. So it might have been fixed then too, no? To be honest, it was quite a large and expensive looking car, and around here, large, expensive, matte black looking car just says you're up to no good. Maybe they're not, but certainly raises an eyebrow or two. Yeah. So, the Ulfa tribe in there. Quite impressive fortress. Oof, that does sound very annoying, Steve. Ooh, what a armor.
You, who are you? And why do you think you belong here?
Never said I belong. An accident right in front of me. Yeah, that'll do it. Potentially. Passing through, need to speak to people. I'll go where I please. Need to speak to people.
Not here, you don't. Ulfraland ain't for outsiders. Not unless the voice of the tribe says otherwise.
Oh, shut up, dickhead.
I wouldn't let you in if you were King Arthur himself. Especially not him. He'd have a sword up his ass before he took a step past this gate.
Go send me.
Seal looks real enough.
Arf, arf.
Fine. Go on in. But don't cause trouble. We don't take kindly to outsiders sticking their noses where they shouldn't.
You know, you're the fourth tribe to try and tell... Well, no, you're the third tribe to try and tell me that. The Theud were actually a bit more alright with it. You're still a dick, though. Nice armour, though. Interesting armour, anyway. I'm just going to half inch what you've left lying around and...
Hey, you! Gaffon sent you, didn't he? To summon us for the moot.
Well, that's how do you know?
Just because we live up in the mountains doesn't mean we don't know what's happening in the wider world. Well, that works out perfectly. My father's been looking for someone for outside the tribes to help him with... something. That's all I know. He didn't tell me much, but he sounded really serious. He told me to bring the first person I came across.
I'm
His name is
suspicious.
Xion. Please, go meet him at his forge. You can't miss it.
Nigel, huh? An old school Norse name. If he doesn't know how to change it, maybe getting the manual out would be a good idea. Just a groundbreaking thought, I know, but... Interesting.
Oi, don't I know you from somewhere?
Okay. Sorry, I don't remember. Yeah, Conker. Well, that was him. Yeah, he's an author, is he? Interesting. We were present together in the dungeons of the Island Asylum.
Aye, that's it. I knew you looked familiar.
He looks quite cool.
It's good to see a fellow survivor from that cursed hole. Tell me, friend, how did you manage it? That hooded fellow helped you, didn't he? I need to know everything.
It was an adventure I didn't like company. Yeah, Caradoc. Not sure how I feel about him yet.
If you've got the guts to dislike the man who saved your life, he must have really done something to rub you the wrong way.
He also tried to kill me.
Among the Dalriada, when someone saves your life, you owe them a debt until you can repay it. Usually by saving theirs. But now that I think about it, you don't have to like them. Respect is enough. So tell me, what's happening in the wider world?
Well, same thing. Wyrdness is scaring the wits out of people. Just another day. Why didn't the Alpha Tribe help the good world there? Do you think Frigiv? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Presumably their clan leader. They were outright allied to the Horns of the South who've broken ties with Kamelot. United the tribes. Finally something together for the meet. Same old.
Sounds about right. That's why I wanted to get back to my own people. Why should I risk my neck for outsiders? They've always treated us Dalrida like we're some necessary evil. Sure, they're nice enough when you're useful. But once it's over, they look at you like you're a stray dog. Nay, thanks. Dalrida will always be Dalrida, even if they're not my own tribe.
So why exactly didn't the Alpha help the Gamelot then?
Who knows? I wasn't here when Kamelot attacked my tribe. I was already rotting in the asylum. If I had been, they wouldn't have pushed us back to the keep. Or maybe I'd have died an honourable death. I only know this. Thrigve forbade it. And the Ulfrats obey him like hounds chasing their master. Even now, in his current form.
Intriguing. What do you think of him?
Not my chieftain. Not my problem. We Gunvalder worshipped our own giant.
Oh, he was Gunvalder. Interesting.
It wasn't exactly lively when I left the village, but now it's glowing. No one knows why. The Thoid called it a blessing. Told all the Dalreda they should rejoice. But if you ask me, they got scared. Maybe that's why no other tribe helped. Not Ulfr, not Volker, nor even Thoid, who told us to be happy about our giant.
We're in prison. Here the choice but tells us do I know you. It is if you're right. It's not so good if you're a total stranger and you're wrong. So the Dalrida lied with, well, some of them in the south. The Huns in the south have broken ties with Kamelot.
You're joking? One Eye's rebellion actually worked?
Kinda.
Now that's a twist I didn't see coming. Never cared for One Eye, but credit where it's due. He pulled off something impressive.
Technically I did it,
Now all
anyway.
that's left is to rally the other tribes, get word to One Eye, and boom. We've got ourselves a foothold in the south.
We're uniting the tribes. We're finally something together them for the
Good.
meet.
It's about time. These tribes have had their heads so far up their own arses, acting like their problems are the only ones that matter. Well, who doesn't have problems, eh? Back in Arthur's time, we stood as one. Now, we're so damn stubborn we can't see past our own noses. It's bloody senseless.
It's so far up your arse you can't smell the flowers for the farts. Always a classic. Welcome back, Cal. Wink. Look at her. Interesting looking lady.
No. You're not a Dalriata. And you're too scrawny. Wouldn't make much of an impression.
What exactly are you talking
I
about?
was thinking of knocking you flat in a fight. So Concha would see it and say, bloody hell, that Thyka's strong. I'd love to wrestle her. But with you, it just wouldn't work.
Strung out fire?
No. This needs someone with a bit more meat on their bones. But thanks for the offer.
What are you even seeing Gunka?
Just look at him. Those shoulders, like he could tear limbs off. Those massive fists must have crushed dozens of skulls. And the scars. Look how long and thick they are. He's taken so many blows and he's still walking, breathing, like nothing ever happens.
Doesn't bother you from he's from another tribe?
Does that matter when he's as strong as an Ulfa? Sure, there are things he still needs to learn about us. But I'd help him with that.
I bet you would. So is that how Alfred's got
How
people?
else could it be? What do your people do when they want to, you know?
Letters, knights fighting, tournaments, give gifts. Which one are we going to go for? Well, that's kind of more the wizardy one, right? Give total gifts, fighting in tournaments, not so much. Although I reckon she might go for that one, so I don't know. I'm going to pander to her a bit and say knights fighting tournaments.
And the women don't fight. They just sit and watch. Mata, I'd die of boredom.
Right, okay, we're doing them all then. Romantic letters.
Look at me. Can you picture me writing romantic letters?
Well, it might not be orthodox exactly, but yeah, kinda.
Then you might need your head checked.
And they give gifts.
Handkerchiefs? Like he's got a cold? How the hell does a handkerchief show him I can fight? Well, I could give him a good wallop.
Her voice sounds vaguely familiar as well. Maybe just try, you know, talking to the man.
I'm no good at talking. I'd forget what I wanted to say. And he'd think I'm thick. He probably already thinks that, with me just sitting here, staring at him.
What can you tell me about Chief Unpronounceable name?
Chieftain? What's there to say? He's the strongest, so he leads. Even if the giant hadn't marked him, no one would have matched him. Off you go. I'll stay here a bit longer.
So tell me, what's happening in the wider world?
I was going to tell him to go and talk to her, but, you know, apparently that's not a thing that's going to happen. Lots of fishies. Fall. I'm going to start over this side and see, because I think this is probably the smallest bit. Rothen's house. Conker's house. I think I need rope, but let's find out. Does anything? Maybe. Maybe. How's it going, Gray? Yeah, let's go and see what's up here. All of the stone wardens, huh? The stone wardens are part of the Alpha, are they? Interesting. More large and complicated tribe than I thought. Yeah, nearly fell, nearly fell. Back up top. Huh. Missed a staircase there. Oh, live and learn. Go for barracks. These guys have somebody to buy their stuff back off me. Ooh, excuse me. Basically emptying the town of valuables. Huh. Not what I was expecting. I assumed that would be the place it needed to be. You'd lack of a better idea. Let's go and speak to that guy, wherever the heck he is. That way. Ah. You did. How do you feel about me walking around your house, picking up all the stuff you left lying around, and then selling it back to you? Fine. Great. Yeah, going all right. We convinced the tribe we were talking to before, the Volkers, that they don't actually need a matron, and that substitute that doesn't involve drinking Fore-Dweller blood will do just as well as their crazy potion that they were drinking. And then we went and dealt with a very, very crazy alchemist who knocked me out, stuffed me in a cell, and decided to try and experiment on me. Which for him, I broke out, whooped his ass. And then we met the head of the Alchemist Guild, who turned herself into a dryad, which is interesting. And then she created some kind of creature that seemed to be more or less alive and aware, and was trying to make out that it wasn't, and couldn't feel anything, and so on. Didn't seem to have a whole lot of evidence to support her suggestions. It was more like, trust me, bro, go kill it, it's fine. And I was like, you know what, I don't trust you, and I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to let you do it either. And then she tried to kill me. So, yeah. Business as usual. And now we're at the Alpha tribe. We met Conker, who we saw in the asylum, and he escaped at the same time we did. $4 blood sounds like you went to get vampire dive bar. Yeah, kind of. This was Fore-Dweller, not $4.
Did he? I'm Stroner, a blacksmith. What brings you to our village?
I keep wanting to read that stoner, and I just assume he's getting baked. Gafana sent me. He's calling for the meat.
That kind of order should go straight to Thrigvi, though I doubt he'd be eager to leave his throne. Until a new chieftain is chosen, Thrigvi won't attend the moot.
What's going on with you, chieftain?
Obsessed with the lone pillar near our village. The Ulfar might not be known for their writing, but we have our legends. Thrigvi found out the pillar was a place where giants entrusted their souls to the Fore-Dwellers, whatever that means. So we had a throne forged into the pillar and sat
of a sort, yeah,
during a weird night. What happened after that changed everything for our tribe.
Yes, he went nuts.
I wouldn't call it madness, Thrigvi stopped being human. He grew to a monstrous size and gained unimaginable strength. He became something other.
So the giants might have been once human, or something close to it.
To him. Yet he's still Ulfr, bound by our customs and rules. It might not mean much to an outsider, but trust me, it's a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how one would define a dive bar, but we certainly have places that fit the bill. Can't choose a new chieftain.
We tried. The moment we declared a new chieftain, Thrigvi appeared out of nowhere and killed the contender with a single blow. Then, like nothing
definitely.
happened, he returned to his slumber. After that, the Ulfr began worshipping him like a god. Hard to believe, considering our disdain for magic and religion, isn't it? Yet, here we are. Don't be surprised if you hear them singing his praises or fawn. They're terrified of his power, although none of them will admit it.
Yeah, we have our share of biker community over here. Tone's a little different, but yeah, still, it's still a thing. How can I help with Thrigvi?
The only way to remove an Ulfr chieftain is through an honourable duel.
Oh dear.
There's no honour in fighting something like him. Perhaps my mentor, Darvan, knows how to defeat him. He won't tell me. He says he's afraid I'd try to face Thrigvi myself. And honestly, he's probably right. If I knew how to bring him down, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But Darvan thinks if our plans were discovered, I wouldn't live to see another day. He's probably right about that too. My brothers have grown unpredictable.
I'll go to Darvan and find out what I need for that duel.
Smart choice. He lives in the second largest house in the village. You'll find it easily enough. I'll be here if you need anything else.
Yeah, it's not massive, but it's very much a thing, right? There's a spot near where my mum lives that is just around the corner from it. There is a very, very famous biker meeting spot. Then again, sort of Northwest England's got lots of really twisty roads, so it doesn't exactly have the whole kind of big cruising open roads, but in terms of, actually getting into really kind of more active riding as opposed to just cruising, it's very much a good place for that sort of thing. Scotland as well. I mean, it might do, it's like miniature Scotland up there anyway, so. That doesn't surprise me too much, Steve, actually, knowing what I do about it. Okay, let's talk about a shop and sell a bunch of stuff first. He doesn't have anything worth buying, not surprisingly, but a lot of this. Interesting. We won't be using that. Tell me a bit about the tribe.
The Ulfr are a proud people, always the first to charge into battle. For us,
Stuart, thank you for the sub. Welcome on in.
The greatest glory and duty. We are also renowned for our blacksmiths, the finest and the forlorn swords. Our weapons and armour are unmatched all across Avalon. But now we've lost our way. When Gunvaldr called for aid, and Thrigvi forbade us from going, most of us stayed behind. It's the greatest shame of our tribe. and I know many feel the same.
So why do Thrigvi forbid you from having another
I
tribe?
don't know for sure. Thrigvi doesn't speak much these days, not in his current state, but I have a theory it probably had something to do with the awakening giant of the Gunvalder tribe. Many tribes envied them for it, and Thrigvi has a special connection to the giants. Maybe that played a role in his decision.
Good going anyway. Foolish chieftain doesn't have to be obeyed. Except he'll probably squash everybody if you do. Thrigvi, the tribe would have joined me. Foolish chieftain doesn't have to be obeyed.
Not in the Ulfar tribe. Disobeying the chieftain's order means exile and losing your name, and for a Dalrita, nothing is more shameful than becoming nameless.
You blacksmith, or do you belong to Stone Wardens?
Ah, so you've met some of my brothers already. You wouldn't ask that if you hadn't. Since you know about the Stone Wardens, I'll tell you the truth. Yes, I'm a member, and the Ulfar village is our unofficial capital. Darvan himself resides here, Gerfan's own brother, and our leader.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that, no? Makes sense, though, when you think about it. Just asking for trouble for yourself and anybody else you encounter if you got stuff stuck to your helmet. A cooler version of Radagast. See where you're going with that. I mean, we do have druids. They particularly come out of the woodwork around solstices and stuff at Stonehenge. To be fair, there are plenty of similar rules to that in the US as well, Steve. I don't think they're quite so universal, the whole state versus federal and stuff, but... Everything's so dark in this game. Yeah.
I wouldn't come any closer if I were you.
Why, did you fart?
Because I said so. And here in the official hall of the Stone Wardens, my word is law. Leave in peace. I'm not granting an audience.
That's cool, Steve. Not very welcoming, are you, buddy?
Your powers of observation are truly impressive.
I have a whole bunch of stuff. I have this talisman.
A nice piece. I recognize Gavor's design. Is this his way of telling me you're worth my time?
Give you a task, I'll see what we can do.
Bold and straightforward. Qualities we look for among our own. But there's one problem. You aren't of Dalrita blood, which means the grace of the Stone Dream won't be granted to you. So, I can't admit you to our ranks.
Is there a way for me to become Dalrita?
Ancient laws say you might, yes, but they're called ancient laws, not simply laws for a reason. If you achieve something great, say a feat of war, the Elder Council might allow you to walk the path, provided someone would stand in as your father. But as I said, it's no old dead law. Our tribes aren't exactly known for their hospitality, let alone naming outsiders as kin.
Dead Lord not still alone. I don't need to be one of you, I just want your knowledge and privileges. Yeah, that's going to go over well, I think, isn't it? Dead Lord or not, it's still alone. Has an outsider ever become one of the Dorata?
Yes. Kamelot had written him off, and he joined the knights that never came. Their tomb lies here.
Interesting.
The forlorn swords.
I don't know
He
where.
never returned to Kamelot because he embraced our ways and chose to stay. No surprise he didn't feel like going back to the capital. Don't fool yourself into thinking you'll repeat his story. He barely completed his path, and not a single one of our women would lie with him. And so, that night's line ended.
Interesting. Interesting caveat there on the end of it as well. Dead Lord or not, still alive.
If you've won Kavor's favor, I'm willing to risk giving you a small task.
The kind of bike that doesn't have an engine, guy. With pedals. Most don't even have basic MOT. Yeah. They do have some laws around it, though. Like I say, the law's not consistent, but there are plenty of things that you just cannot do to your... Well, people do them anyway sometimes, but you can't legally do to a car. So it's not consistent and such, but they do have their restrictions. Just be tired, it won't feel all that small. Let's go with it. Let's be reasonable. Good, what do you need?
Prove your worth to the Stone Wardens. You must find a
Yeah, basically, right.
vein. I assume you know what it is. It used to be the first task for any prospective member of our brotherhood. These days, most deposits are depleted, so the task is a bit harder. I can tell you where to start searching. There was once a rich vein in an old mine to the north. It may yet run deeper. We abandoned it a century ago, so I can't say exactly what you'll find inside, but I can guarantee you'll find something. And on that note, if I were you, I'd bring my best weapon.
Apparently I already found that. Yeah, it's Thrones in me. It's about, you know.
That
Guy.
cursed fool. Undead and merged with the Lone Pillar, thinking himself invincible. And perhaps he is, for now. So I guess you want to challenge him to a duel. You cannot defeat him as you are. The Lone Pillar grants him strength beyond mortal flesh. No blade will bite. No armor will hold. Not unless you earn the blessings of the giants. Listen well. To face Drikva and live, you'll need more than just courage.
What do you mean?
You'll need to forge a weapon. A true marvel. One capable of shattering the Lone Pillar's might. Without it, you're as good as dead. I'll help you forge it. But you'll need to gather the giants' blessings first. They hold all the fragments you'll need.
Now, how exactly do I do that?
What do I look like? A giant keeper? The giants have no love for the likes of us anymore. Their power does not come cheaply. If Stroner sent you, then go back to his hut. His wife might know something useful. Women tend to keep the wisdom their men ignore.
What would she know?
Giants respect bargains, oaths, and stories. Stroner's wife, she knows the old ways of dealing with them.
And why didn't he mention
Stroner
that?
keeps her close. Protective, I'd say. Or maybe ashamed. If we're being honest. The old tribesfolk say she's mad. Perhaps even a liar. Claiming she speaks to giants? You can imagine how that goes over. But mad or not, she knows things the rest of us don't. Don't judge her by their words. Go to her and listen. You might find her madness holds more truth than most men's sanity.
Why do the two of you conspire against the chief?
Conspire. Ha! Call it what you like. Plotting, scheming, or just doing what needs to be done. Thrygva's not a man anymore. He's a curse on the Ulfr. And curses don't just go away on their own. Stroner and I understand that.
My driving's fine.
You'll understand it too. Someone has to stop him. And it sure as hell won't happen by sitting around.
This is these days, how the cars actually stop when you slow down and things like that. Besides, you don't expect much, Noel. They can't even figure out which side of the road they're supposed to drive on. Would the offer of joining the moot, but for him?
If it were up to me, I'd vote against it. The moot wastes time dreaming of invading Kamelot, or the Dorita crumble from within. We've got greater problems to solve. Fractured tribes, lost traditions, and a dwindling future. Fixing that should come first.
He's got a point there. The driving was definitely problematic the first time around, feeling. They've changed a lot of things since, so the cars handle in a much more reasonable and rational way. And it's a much more viable prospect to actually not hit everything all over the place. But yeah, when the game first launched, it was kind of chaotic. Oh dear. It doesn't surprise me, see. Okay.
Off you go.
Okay, so apparently I've already found this Wyrdstone vein you wanted me to find. Do you see somewhere off to the north? That must have been it, yeah. I don't know. Oh well. I could just jump straight ahead on that anyway. Talk to Stroner about his wife's whereabouts. Excellent timing. It's like the same issues I'm having around here, feeling. Right, when the game first launched, driving was a bit of a mess in Cyberpunk. Controlling your car was problematic on a good day. However, things have improved since, and you can actually drive it quite well now. It's actually a viable prospect. Divana said I should speak with your wife.
Vigdis? What does she have to do with this?
He said she can contact the giants.
Does that old man really believe her ramblings are the will of the giants? Unbelievable. I won't say what I really think about this. If the master of the Brotherhood believes it, who am I to argue?
Why don't you tell me about her purport?
I'm protecting her from prying eyes and the superstitions
Catch you later,
of villagers. That's why. I don't know you. Why would I speak of my wife, accused of madness, to a stranger?
Fair point.
For any Dalrita, losing one's mind is like a living death, a shame worse than most can bear. But I love her too much to grant her a good death. If Darvan believes she hasn't gone mad, but instead serves as a bridge between the Ulfr and the giants, then I'll gladly let you speak with her. You'll find her in the locked room. Here's the key.
In the locked room. Outside, apparently. Yeah, pedestrians didn't do too well back then. Mind you, some of them it was just because they didn't have the patience for the fact that they literally kept getting in the way. They'd be in the road and stuff. Okay. Cool. You'd be trying to get into your garage and people just wouldn't get out the way. It's definitely a bit of a nightmare. I'm guessing this is where Chieftain Dumbass has set himself up. Yep, looks to be.
Begone, unworthy one. No one has the right to challenge Trigva the Unbeaten to a duel without the blessing of the Ulfa tribe.
I mean, he looks like a fairly large fellow, but not unbeatably large. Not like anything particularly astounding happened to him either. He looks like he could be slightly undead in there, though. Wonder what's down there. Feeling we'll be finding out. Yeah, it's very, very clear when you're starting it, isn't it, Steve? Cool location as well. Feels at first a bit like it's maybe too small, but yeah, actually it's really dense, really well designed, really cool bit of environment, that whole Dogtown area. Very, very cool. I like it a lot. Some amazing, like, new outfits and stuff you can get in there as well. Interesting. They live outside the town. Okay, hello lady who may or may not be crazy. Ivana sent me, said you know how to speak with giants.
He sent you, didn't he? Ha! That's bold of him. Sending someone else to poke at old wounds. Yes, I know their ways. Or what little of it the Ulfr haven't buried with scorn and silence. But you're not here for stories, are you? You're here for the blessings.
Just put you can leave the area and come back to it. Well, if you can do that, then you've seen that shopping area underneath the former arena or whatever it was. It's really cool environment and has some amazing stuff in it. But parts of the story, without spoiling anything, do require you to leave Dogtown and go out into the rest of Night City, or bits of Night City. So there's that. And there's also side quests that send you out into Night City as well. So, you know, I don't know. I think the being able to transition in and out would work better if you could start Phantom Liberty at different points rather than so damn late in the main game story. Because, I mean, you could rush there sooner and still have large chunks of the main game story to do afterwards. But, yeah, I mean, it is very much set up for being late in one's playthrough, so it's a bit weird like that. I need the blessings to forge some weapon. Without it, I can't face him.
The giants don't just hand out blessings like baubles at a market. Their favor is earned, not begged for. They respect oaths, strength, and sacrifice. You'll need to approach their shrines, what remains of them, and prove your worth. Each giant demands something different. It could be a test of will, a trial of battle, or a riddle no mortal tongue can solve.
How to find the shrines?
The land still remembers their steps. Their shrines lie in places of weight. You'll feel it when you're close. The air grows heavy, and the earth hums.
It really doesn't fucking narrow it down much.
They built shrines near the giants themselves, where they stand petrified.
That's a bit more helpful.
Part of the mountains now. If you falter, they will know. And if you lie, you'll wish you hadn't.
What kind of sacrifice should I bring to speak with them?
For the Gonvaldor giant, the summoner, bring proof of the hunt. The summoner respects not just strength, but the bonds you forge. Alone, you are nothing. Together, you are worthy. For the Thoid Mother, the giant of bloom and ash, offer flowers. Simple, fragile things, yet they carry life even in ruin. She remembers beauty, where others see only loss. And for the giant below, the keeper of depths, well, you'll need to find that out for yourself. The giants demand truth, not tricks. Fail them, and you'll face a wrath older than the earth itself.
Will they help me, or will they just make things worse?
The giants see Thrugver for what he is. A parasite clinging to their world, twisting what was once sacred. They have no love for him. For years they've waited, longing for a champion, someone strong and worthy enough to carry their blessing and cleanse this land of his corruption. If you prove yourself, they will help you. Just show them you're the one they've been waiting for.
Left it till the final mission of the game looks in. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's probably... it's not a bad place to do it. In some ways, that's a good place, especially with side quests in particular, though. Getting them so late in the game kind of sucks in some ways, or some of them. Some of the extra activities that it adds as well. It's on the whole, it's pretty good, but yeah, it's just a bit of a pity it is so late in the game, really. I mean, I don't know. If you did it earlier, it would probably wait for you in some ways as well, because the game kind of tends to do that. So, in other places, so maybe that would work too. I don't know. Anyway, it's a damn cool DLC though. Expansion thing. So why did the author think you're mad for this?
Because I speak truths they'd rather forget. It's easier to call someone mad than face the shame of their own weakness. The giants haven't abandoned us. We abandoned them. If you want their blessings, you must show them we still remember. We still honor their strength. Go with purpose. And tread carefully. The giants do not forgive fools.
So... Dude. Gonna there. And what's this one supposed to be? Forgotten giant. Interesting. I think I know roughly where this is. Yeah. And then there's one afterwards that I guess we'll find out about. Cool. So. Some cool new vehicles in that. Yeah, well, they've been added to the game in general, but as part of the DLC in particular. So I need flowers, but I assume getting up there will tell me what flowers I need. Okay, I can give her a rose, that's fine.
Walker in the Wyrdness. What draws you to this place where stone and life entwine? Speak, and let the truth in your heart fill the silence.
Giant of Blooming Ash, I was told you could guide me. Well, does Giant like you care about the fate of mortals? I seek your blessing. You're the Giant of Blooming Ash, aren't you? I was told you could guide me.
You. No, child. I do not guide. I nurture. I protect what is precious, what endures even in the face of ruin. If you wish my blessing, prove you understand the value of what grows, what blooms, even amidst the ash.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, those car heists. Silence Pistol wasn't bad. I think by that time I had a really nice kitted out new with a suppressor and some good mods and stuff on it, and the way I was set up, I was just better off sticking with that. Not by much, but a little bit. So I think I ended up sticking with my choices of guns that I had in place by then. So my character was a sneaky absolute monster with a pistol, and Netrunner as well, so he was absolute demon. You have no idea what was going on. Everything suddenly went wrong, and then there's ghosts just drifting around and putting bullets in heads. It was rather effective. Why do you care about the fate of mortals?
Mortals are fleeting, but they are also the caretakers of the world I love. Each life is a spark, each bloom a promise.
Yeah, it's not much of a story spoiler, that.
The fate of all things, child. That is why I care.
I seek your blessing to defeat Thrigve.
Thrigve? His corruption spreads like a poison, choking the life from all it touches. If you wish to stand against him, you must show me that you honor life, even as you prepare to battle death. Bring me the fragile. Flowers. The symbol of life's beauty and brevity. Prove that you understand what you fight to protect, and I will grant you the strength you seek.
Yeah, some amazing stuff in that DLC.
You have shown me your heart, mortal. and it is steady and true. Take this blessing, forged in both bloom and ash. A fragment of what was and what will endure. May it shield
Feel
you
like
in
that
your
didn't
darkest
really
moments,
align, but anyway.
and remind you of what you fight to protect. Go with my blessing, child, and
Go
let
home.
life flourish where you walk.
Go harvest flowers, she says, and then probably put 6 me in there to fight some beasties. Which doesn't really align, but okay. What's your full bone? Nice. That is pretty damn good. Mine was pretty darn strong on the net running front. Couldn't remember what my RAM was, but it was pretty good. Yeah, I think as much as I enjoyed the net running, the silenced pistol stuff I was doing with my badass new was just so much fun. Enemies control your location. I thought that was always a thing. But there are things you can do about that.
Who dares disturb the silence of the stone? Speak, small one, and tell me why you stand before the summoner.
Come to honor Johnson in your favour, you truly alive, you just memory on the stone. Come to honor Johnson in your favour.
Honor, a rare gift from the living to the forgotten. But honor alone does not earn my blessing.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Show me your strength, your will, and the bonds you have forged with others. Only
Well, most have a net runner in their group anyway, so there is that.
The might of the summoner.
You truly alive, reached a memory in the stone.
Alive, dead. Such words mean little to a being as old as I. My essence lingers, bound to the stone and the world it once shaped. Speak not of what I am, but of what you seek.
I seek your blessing to read Thrygve.
Thrygve, the parasite clinging to the pillar. He twists the old ways for his own greed, a shadow of what the Ulfr once stood for. If you wish to rid the world of his corruption, you must prove you are worthy of my power. Call forth your allies, mortal. The summoner respects not lone strength, but the bonds that carry us forward. Together you will face this trial. Fail, and I shall remain silent forevermore. You have faced my summons and stood victorious. Few possess the strength to endure, and fewer still the bonds to overcome.
So I do have a heal. Do I have a heal on that? I do, yeah. Right. Yeah.
You are worthy of my blessing. Take it, mortal, and carry the strength of the summoner with you. But know this, my power is not a gift. It is a burden. Wield it wisely, for it binds you to those you fight for. Go now. The giant strength is yours to wield, but their expectations are yours to bear. Do not fail.
That's pretty effective, too. I was generally using the net running to sort of clear out a lot of their enemies. Usually I'd use like cyber psychosis quite a bit as well. I think there was like one that can stop you being traced, so I'd use that first and then follow it up with the one that inflicts cyber psychosis, usually on the most powerful member of the group to take down as many of them as possible. And then there you go. Once that was done, I'd sort of use environmental hacks and things to take down various members of the group, reduce their numbers, and then just kind of move around and finish off the last few with the pistol. Because, you know, sneaking around and just popping guys in the head with one shot was always good fun. Do we ever use throwing knives? Down there, apparently, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get down there. Maybe I do. There's also a cave here, which... I'm gonna try that. I've got a theory that might be the way. There's some good no-running suits out there for sure. I can't remember which one I used, but there was definitely a good one. I think there's a legendary Netrunner's sort of full outfit that includes a net running suit. That's pretty good. And there's a few options that are particularly decent from what I recall. The Unstoppable. What's that? Two-handed sword restores stamina after killing an enemy. That would be certainly one appealing weapon if I was going to be doing a two-handy build. We'll probably do eventually. Your reduction in traceability is not such a bad thing. If it takes them a bit longer, it gives you time to deal with them. Yeah, is it memory wipe or something like that? Is hack you can use that means that enemies can't trace you afterwards. That's rough. Have a look at the legendary one then. So, I forget what it's called, but yeah, there's a legendary set. What was very annoying about that is one of the parts of that full costume, because it's not just a Netrunner thing, there's a whole set of clothing to go with it. There's a unique skinned arch motorcycle. Huh. That's interesting. This feels relevant. Oh, yeah, there's a unique skinned arch that's available next to next to one of the bodies that has the really cool gear on it, or starts having the gear. And the motorcycle in some ways is the coolest thing, but you don't get to keep it. I don't know if it respawns if I go back there or not. But yeah, it does. You don't get to keep the look. And I don't think you can take the paint job either. Which is really sucky. Damn, dude. Okay, that's cool. Some fish oil.
Tread where others dare not. Speak, mortal. Why have you come to the dark beneath the world?
I mean a cave. You're the keeper of the depths. I was told you could help me.
Help? No, mortal. I do not help. I judge.
I was told you could, not you would.
The worth of those who come seeking the secrets of the deep. If you wish my blessing, you must earn it in the shadows, where fear walks beside you.
You giant or something else entirely?
What am I? I am what lies beneath. The roots of the world, the keeper of secrets long buried. You do not need to know what I am. You need to prove what you are.
This guy's voice sounds like a cross between John Rhys Davies, actor who played Gimli, and Captain Picard. It's like some odd combo of the two. I seek your blessing to beat Thrigvi.
Thrigva. His corruption festers even here, staining the roots of the world. If you wish to destroy him, you must prove you understand the price of power. Show me you can take what the depths demand. Courage, wit, and sacrifice. The heart and the mind, both are tested here. Bring me what lies at the core of your enemies. The heart and the brains of a beast will prove your courage and cunning. Only then will you earn the blessing of the depths.
Mac.
You have proven yourself mortal, not just in strength, but in will. Few dare to face the darkness, and fewer still emerge victorious.
To be honest, these trials were not particularly challenging.
You have earned the blessing of the depth. Take it, and know it binds you to the weight of what lies below. The unyielding, the eternal, the unseen.
I've already had that one or not. Weapon right, was it? Yeah. No, I guess I didn't. Interesting. So, yeah, so much for like riddles and what have you. It was just like, you might be asked to fight, you might be asked to do a whole bunch of other things. No, I was just really just asked to fight each time. One of them asked me to summon first. Turn to Davana, cool. Yeah. Either way, I need to go back here, don't I? Round and round and up and round. Up and up and up, and then all the way back down to the cellar. I think you put a door on the lower level, maybe. Yeah. Didn't really feel like that much of a challenge.
Well met, traveler.
So I found the weird stone you wanted.
Well now, you've done something I didn't think was possible. Truth be told, I only sent you there out of spite. That mine was written off long ago. As a reward, I'll teach you another song. With what you pulled from that vein, I can sing yourself something beautiful.
Darvin, you have to talk to my father. I'm begging you, end this madness.
You're confused, girl. You're asking the Master of the Stone Wardens to stop one of our own from entering the Stone Sleep. Ridiculous. Don't ask me again.
If anyone can stop this, it's you. You can set new rules. Show them the old ways don't have to stay unbroken. If you ever respected my father, please do it for him.
Out of the question. The Stone Sleep is the highest honor in our brotherhood. Only the most steadfast among us are deemed worthy of such a blessing. You should be proud of your father for achieving such grace.
Proud? You're all a bunch of senile fools.
What was that about? Who's she?
Oska, Olaf's daughter. Fierce and stubborn, as I'm sure you gathered from our disagreement. Not the wisest girl, but I can't deny her spirit. Unfortunately, her grasp of our Brotherhood's principles is sorely lacking. To her, the Stone Sleep isn't the great honor we know it to be.
Yeah, well, this isn't the first time their beliefs have been a bit nuts. So, what's the Stone Sleep?
The statues you must have seen scattered across the forlorn swords.
Ah.
They're not just stone. They're our ancestors. Those who embraced the sleep and became one with the land they cherished. It's the highest blessing a stone warden can achieve.
Petrified in the snow.
We all aspire to. Awaiting the day we might be deemed worthy. You may never experience it yourself. I've never heard of a non-Rita receiving the honor. Then again, few outsiders have joined our ranks. So, who's to say?
And why doesn't Puss go on to father to be into the same sleep? Because he's just going to become petrified.
Ah, young blood. They struggle with tradition, especially when they can see the world crumbling around them. She doesn't want to lose her father. Since her mother passed, he's all she has left.
I have a
They say
point.
no love is stronger than a child's for their parent. I wouldn't know. I never had parents myself. But Olaf is doing what he believes is right. Fusco will have to come to terms with that.
Is there a way to help them?
There's nothing to fix here. Olaf chose this path long ago, and he's waited years for the sleep. If he wanted to stop it, he would. Whatever his reasons, they're his own. Still, calming that girl might be worth a try. The last thing we need is for her to try something unworthy of the Dalrita in her despair.
We've got the giant's blessings.
By the stones, you've done it. The blessing of the giants. Do you have any idea what you've accomplished? Forging a weapon from them is the pinnacle of the Stone Warden's craft. It's a feat spoken of in tales but never achieved in living memory.
Should have tried harder then, lads.
Brought us to the peak of what we can do, and surpassed even that.
I'd like to forge it myself, if I can.
Ambitious. I respect that. The forge is yours, but I'll guide your hand. This isn't something to take lightly. You've earned this moment, A stone warden in all but name, shaping the strength of giants. Use it well, and make it count.
Okay. Giant's Grudge. Here's a two-handed sword from the look of it. Must by the strength of lions long gone, its weight carries more than steel, but the only blade known to wound Thrigve's cursed immortal form. I have thoughts. They're not great. Spikes on the side are not going to be particularly useful. More likely to just get stuck in something. That big flared head is all fanciful and stuff, but not effective as a weapon. It just make it very, very top heavy. And eliminates any really stabbing capacity that the blade might have. Not that you generally stab with a two-handed sword anyway. Not one of that size. A long sword you might, but still. Even if you wanted to, like, half-sword it or something, you couldn't really with that. Yeah, the blade is ridiculously wide. Thing was... Yeah, that is not going to swing. At least you're not going to hurt yourself with it, apart from when you try and swing this thing that's basically like a rock on the end of a stick. A short stick and a fucking long rock. Not sure how I'm supposed to win this fight with this thing, but anyway. Okay, heart turns to stone. Let's go and talk about this goes farther with her. She's gone upstairs apparently. Your old man wants to go petrify himself. Where the fuck is she? Oh, down there, okay.
What do you want, outsider?
I wanted help.
No, wait. I'm sorry. Everyone says I talk before I think and need to work on my temper. You are an outsider. That wasn't an insult. How foolish of me. Maybe the fact that you're not one of us means you can help. Murder, thank you for opening my eyes.
Start from the beginning.
Right. The beginning. My name's Fuska, daughter of Olaf, of the Ulfr tribe. My father is doing something I fundamentally cannot agree with. He's giving up on life because someone convinced him that, as a member of the Stone Wardens, it's the right thing to do. But I think it's pure madness, and I'll do whatever it takes to stop him.
Why didn't you want the fathers into the stone sleep? Oh, start at the top, yeah.
Calling? My calling was being brought into this world, wasn't it? And now he wants to abandon me, just like that? All for the sake of tradition?
There's probably a bit more to it than that, but anyway.
Outsider sent to me by Meder. I won't stand by and let him turn to stone just because someone decided to call a curse honor and grace.
Why do you think it's a curse?
Think about it. The stone sleep is death in slow motion. First, it weighs down your soul, then your body. You stop moving, and the stone creeps over you. You never know if it'll take days, months, or years. You have no idea how long you'll hold on before the stone claims your heart or your mind.
Deliberate petrification?
Our ancestors thought this was a blessing? To me, it's obvious. It's a curse, plain and simple.
What do you want for Davana?
I asked him to convince my father to delay the sleep. But talking to him is just like trying to reason with a wall. Honestly, I'd throttle the old man myself if it wouldn't get me exiled from the tribe. Traditions, traditions. Everywhere I turn, it's those blasted traditions. Do you know what stone sleep truly is? It's a curse. A curse.
Yeah, we covered that already.
Fancy words and false honor.
He thinks you should respect your father's wishes.
Sarvan says that because he doesn't understand what it means to be a child to a parent. He grew up among the stone wardens with no warmth, without the love that only a caring parent can give. And traditions, always the traditions. They drilled those into him, a bunch of self-absorbed old fools. Oh, what was I even thinking going to him? I might as well have talked to a boulder.
That's a difficult one. Rilsk, maybe? Thank you for the sub. Anyway, welcome on in. I've probably butchered that, but yeah, I don't think my odds were good anyway, looking at that. So, how do you want me to help then?
Honestly, I'm not sure. From what I've heard, there's no way to reverse the stone sleep. But maybe that's just a lie. I do have an idea, although it's risky, at least for me. For you, as an outsider, it shouldn't be too difficult. I'll explain if you agree to help. You could also try talking to my father. Just don't let him drown you in all that honor and tradition nonsense. I've had enough of it, and trust me, you will too.
What's your idea?
Near our settlement, there's a man called Frost. He's a nameless reader, exiled from our tribe long ago. Frost claims he created a potion that can reverse the stone sleep. I think they cast him out because he defied tradition and saved himself. I can't risk being seen with a nameless. If anyone caught me, it'd be over for me. I'd be as good as exiled, cut off from my father forever. That's why only you can help. No one will suspect you.
Except, you know, the two readers that are sitting right next to you, clearly within earshot. Fine, I'll go to this guy.
Give me your map. Here's where you'll find him. May Medder bless you for the help you've offered me.
It's a bloody trek, isn't it? I'll go here because he looks to... Oh, I know where he is. Yeah, that's definitely the one to go. In the Volca village. There's a cave and he'll be in there, I guess. It's a couple of caves, actually. Yeah, I thought so. I need to go back the other way. Right. Carefully, carefully. Go and find this Frost fellow. Flames-winged chariot. Before I talk to him, let's have a shufty deeper into his cave. Oh, that's getting creepier by the minute.
Stop right there. I don't get many visitors. None I trust, at least. What do you want?
And you are?
I don't care about your name, so don't waste time worrying about mine. Let's just say I'm someone who knows enough to stay alive despite the odds.
And you're hiding here because...
Much, outsider. Some things are best left buried. Now, tell me why you're really here, or leave before someone less forgiving finds you.
Just looking for merchants.
Sure, I can sell you something. Just don't expect much. I'm not a very outgoing person, laterally.
Interesting. So, let's get rid of the stuff that I don't need. Don't need that, but I'm going to keep it because it looks cool.
You found me.
Your Frost Fuska sent me, said you might know how to reverse the stone sleep.
So she still thinks it's worth fighting. I've seen plenty like her father. Stubborn, clinging to their traditions. They never listen, even when the truth is staring them in the face. That girl's got spirit, though.
And why are you helping her?
Just say, I have my own reasons for fighting the sleep. It's a curse, no matter what the stone wardens claim. If someone wants to avoid it, I'll do what I can to help. That's all you need to know.
Send some story behind this.
But the story is mine, not yours. What matters is what I can do for you, not what I've been through. Besides, the less you know about me, the safer you'll be. And trust is a luxury I can't afford.
Can you help her?
Maybe. Reversing the stone sleep isn't simple, and it's not always possible. The process isn't just physical. It's tied to the soul. If Ulf's already far along, this might only delay the inevitable.
What do you need?
What you need? I won't be the one brewing this potion. Here's the recipe. Just don't come crying to me if you blow yourself up in the process. Don't take too long. Time isn't something Ulf has much of. And remember, don't tell anyone you've been here. If the Ufr catch wind of me, this hiding spot becomes my grave.
Interesting. Ooh. A unique weapon that I'm guessing is more knife than sword. Chance to blind targets. Yeah, it's a knife. That is more like what a great sword should look like. Not this fucking ridiculous thing. Well, there might be a bit more requests in that direction now. Look like it. Apparently not. Assume there's an alchemy bench back near the tribe, but I think we're going to have to pursue that tomorrow. Looking at the time. So I would assume there is anyway. Well, I know this village is in some way protected from the Wyrdness, but I don't know how. Got a level, nice. Cool. Right, for the moment, let's drop a save here. We'll push on with this next time. As it is about that time. Already. Yeah, that was interesting. Catch you later, Phelan. Have a good one. Yeah, a little bit to wrap up with the Stone Wardens and the Ulfair in general. Fighting this... Yeah, I have concerns about how we're supposed to fight the chief of the Ulfair clan, given that I have no skill with a two-handed sword. And it says other weapons won't hurt him. I wonder if my magic will. If it doesn't, then... I guess I shall have to just hope I can kite the crap out of it, but just occasionally wallop him in the backside with the big sword that doesn't look like it should be much use to anybody. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Yeah, should be fun. We'll tackle that one tomorrow. Working on a build video at the moment, so that should be in the next couple of days. I'd like it to be tomorrow, but I've a funny feeling I might not get it done. I've got some stuff to do, and there is an update for 76 tomorrow, so... I may not have the time to put in. I don't think I probably won't. We'll see how it goes, though. Yeah. Something else I was going to natter about, but I forgot what it was. Nope. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the next little while, games and stuff-wise, because there's a whole load of stuff coming up, and on the horizon I've got a couple of things I'm eyeballing. Beyond, obviously, what we talked about already as well, so might have a little juggling to do. It should be fine, I think. Yeah, going to jump back into this tomorrow. I think all things being equal, should be good. And we'll see how we get on from there. Yeah. Anyway, I think I will head off because I could use the bathroom right now. So, thank you for hanging out. I hope you've enjoyed. Looking forward to pushing on with the Alpha Tribe and seeing what happens there. And then the gauntlet, or whatever the heck it was, to go and get Arthur's crown, which I think technically you can try and do without the tribes on your side. Excuse me, without the tribes on your side, but it would seem like a crazy thing to attempt. They're kind of hinting that. So we'll see how that goes, which may or may not be tomorrow. It may be Wednesday. We'll see. Anyway, we shall be pushing on. I imagine there's not a vast amount left to do. Should be cool. You're doing changes to bows and throwing weapons. Yeah, that's cool. Was that fun anyway, Gray? Yeah, I've switched out, so I've got my handmade rifle back, and that feels okay, I think. It might need some fine-tuning, I'm not sure. But I've also got my Gatling laser back, and that I'm not enjoying. That does not feel satisfying. It's a cool weapon, but it just doesn't punch hard enough. It feels weak for a heavy gun, especially for the role I need it for. So we'll have to see what happens. I might have to look at seeing if I can improve on it anyway, and if I can't, maybe try a different weapon. We'll see. But yeah, it doesn't feel particularly great at the moment. But I am mostly enjoying my handmade rifle. I was going to have a go with the 10mm SMG, the Anchorage Ace, but I decided against it for a reason I have now forgotten. Not sure what it was, actually. I think it might have been a suppressed weapon thing, but I think I have got a suppressed version of it, so maybe it was something else. I might, or I think it is suppressed rather, so I might have to have a think about that and maybe double check it just for the fun. We'll see how we do. I've got a comment there. And I'll look at that in a minute. It was a bit too long for now. New heated cosmic light isn't super powerful, but it looks like a mini lightsaber. I haven't made it and tried it out, but it doesn't really seem like my thing. But yeah, I've got a few cool bits and pieces from the scoreboard, such as it is. But again, there's not a vast amount of awesome stuff yet. Ooh. A few cool bits of lighting and stuff, like the neon signs and stuff, but not much beyond that, I don't think. So, yeah, I'm going to do a bit more on that build before I crash out tonight, I think. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out. I hope you've enjoyed. You know where the buttons are if you haven't already. Like, subs, notification bell, all that good stuff. Social media links in the description. Channel memberships if you want to support the channel. Playlists if you want to watch anything else. Loads of stuff coming up. And yeah, good stuff coming up soon, I hope. I've got some interesting things I'm kind of trying to work towards at the moment, so hopefully that'll be fun. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll be back at Tainted Grail tomorrow, which should be cool. Looking forward to. So, have yourselves a good rest of your evening. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and I will catch you all around and about 8 o'clock tomorrow. Should be fun. So, I'll see you then. Night, folks.